Hello, happy Sunday. How are you? How are you doing on day 1 million of lockdown? Is it day 1 million for you? It's feeling like that for me. Hey, maybe you're not in lockdown. Drop me a comment if you're not. There is some freedom in the world. Let's see how that relates to your cards for this week. Oh, you're getting long hair. As I look down, it's like, yeah, this was a fringe. It's getting a little tricky. A little bit of grey. Okay, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Just a reminder, you are a spirit having a human experience. It is not the other way around. You're not a human trying to get spiritual. You're already spiritual. Getting closer to love. That's what all the challenges are about. Nice reminder. All right, let's take a moment to close our eyes and get centered. Taking a centering breath. What's my guidance for the week ahead? And you can come back and you can choose cards number 1, cards number 2, and cards number 3. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, card number 1 is the 8 of Wands. Wands is the spiritual element. That often it's the fire element, so it relates to our vision, our action, our drive, our energy, our life force. And in this card, 8 represents movement, and this is a pretty pacey movement. Its textbook meaning is rapid advancement and things happening quickly. So it's bursts of energy. In this deck, that planet is Jupiter. You might have seen this before. This has come up before over the last few months, which is a planet of expansion. So this is an optimistic, positive expansion that's happening quickly. So this is a nice energy for you. What else have I got on that? Oh, unrestricted freedom is something I found. Unrestricted freedom. That's not something I often talk about with this card, but that would make sense if you are in lockdown, especially in New Zealand, because we're going to level 3. Doesn't mean a lot more freedom for us, but the freedom that it does bring if you've chosen this card is a beautiful big sigh of relief kind of vibe for you. I'll be looking forward to going to the beach. I'll be looking forward to going to picnics. That's how level 3 will impact most of us, because businesses and things are not going back, but we do get a little bit more movement. So fast results, your patience pays off. So maybe this is to do with your work or a project, but that's your vibe. And the Work You Like cards that came with this, the Work You Like card is called Awakening. Now, isn't that nice with such a speedy, positive vibe like the 8 of Wands? Energetic upgrades. Energetic upgrades. Get lots of sleep, because that's when we get our energetic upgrades. A new way of being, and integration. So as you move down these levels, if you are in New Zealand, what are you taking with you into this next stage? Might be worth a ponder. Okay, cards number 2. Major Arcana energy, Judgment. Isn't she lovely there with her gear off and her phoenix behind her? So this is a card of renewal. It is a life lesson that you're coming through, that the time you're coming into. So this is like lifting into spiritual values. Maybe this is a time when you're looking back on your life and seeing what you need to let go of. Well, that's maybe a good strategy to work. What do you need to forgive yourself for so you can fully get out of that pot of fire? She's not too worried about that, because it is a renewal vibe, isn't it? The phoenix certainly indicates that. But to be fully into this new life that this vibe can take you into, it's good to let go of what you no longer need. So you've got some time to ponder this. A couple of notes I took for you. Becoming aware that we create our own reality. Opening to spirit. Oh, yeah, and of course, a renewing of your attitude or your behavior. So it's quite an evolved kind of renewing energy that this brings. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And you've also got Warrior Woman. Awesome. If you do yoga, hop into warrior pose and get right into that energy. Have you answered your deepest calling? This would indicate that you're well on the way to understanding what that is at this time. Powerful stuff. Cards number 2, peoples. Number 3, the Knight of Pentacles. Cups, Knight of Cups. So this is an emotional suit. This is about relationships. So, you know, my first thoughts around this card are how it's a younger energy. You're more empowered in your mature self when you're a king or a queen in tarot. So the knights are more a teenage or 20s kind of you. And I think that's a part of us that's getting triggered. There are a time, especially your teen years, when you might have felt too restricted or controlled, and how can the current circumstances not bring that forward? So maybe there's a inner teenager that's getting stirred within you. This one's more emotional, so it's also a seeking love kind of energy. You're more interested in how to love yourself, how to love others, and maybe you're rushing forward with that and you're a little vulnerable around it and you're not quite as mature around that as you might like to be. So emotions coming forward, maybe kind of younger, but you are seeking. This is the intuitive, creative artist kind of aspect of you that's about feeling. And maybe there's too much feeling. It's a little bit kind of rushy. And this particular artist has drawn the horse with a fishy tail. So it's like emotions, unconscious coming forward. Well, emotions is the water, but this coming out from underneath. You know, water within our dreams and in symbology is about emotion and feeling. So our unconscious coming forward, and maybe it's not quite as contained as it could be, but you're wanting to heal. So this is a healing card if you can bring some self-awareness to this. And it's kind of tender as well. I think this is a good reminder to give loving kindness, to come from a loving kindness place within yourself for the challenges emotionally that are happening at this time. This amps up the less mature aspect of this. This sort of vibes it up a little more. Transformation. So things are changing at a cellular level. So that tells me now that I'm reading this is to make peace with what the unconscious that's coming up. Don't avoid the feeling. Stay with the feeling. Don't put this on somebody else or rush for somebody else to fix your feelings for you, because this is a healing time. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Okay, that's totally emphasizing what's coming up from underneath. So come into this lovely transformation energy. In fact, she would be a nice energy for you to pause the video and communicate with. Imagine you're sitting with her, and you can also imagine that you're being her. See what that's like. See what that inspires within you. Okay, that's your cards for this week. Happy Sunday and happy last week of level 4 if you are in New Zealand. And I hope level 3 brings a new wave of excitement forward for you to going into a different life with a stronger, more self-aware aspect of yourself. See you later.